It's really weird when we don't start with music. Should we bring that back?
No, play good music.
Okay, I'll play you some good music. The Boston Red Sox have won another series. What's up? Hey, everyone. We're back, and we're not talking about baseball because Sam complained and wants to talk about
Dude,
football.
it's football season.
No, it's not.
Gotta be football season. It's fantasy season.
Quite literally.
It's fantasy season.
No. That's in August. We're not even.
It's not in August. People are already doing drafts.
Well, it's too early. People are going to get hurt.
If you are doing, okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. If you are
I
doing a
haven't done a
draft,
yet,
if you do a draft before August 1st, you're dumb. Even before like the mid-August.
I just said I haven't done a draft.
I know, but I'm just saying, in general, if you do a fantasy football draft before middle August, you're dumb. You know why? Because there's always a player that gets hurt. And then you're the stupid idiot that gets the player hurt.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel like for football, you should draft as close to the start
as possible.
of opening day as possible.
As close as possible. Because, yeah. In other news, we don't talk about soccer ever, but Spain is about to win against Luke Most's Team England. Any thoughts on that? On your GOAT?
On my GOAT England? Well,
no,
I couldn't.
Jude.
Oh, on Jude? It's okay.
Oh, they did. Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Ended?
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. Because guess what? Jude is about to run it back in the Champions League because of Mbappe.
Yeah.
Unless he leaves.
You know what's hilarious? Harry Kane.
Yeah, but you know what? He was a Golden Boot finalist. If he scored today, he would have won.
Who, Kane?
Golden Boot. Yes.
Yeah, but he still has never won a trophy.
Ever. Yeah, he has to retire, bro.
He'll probably win it. I mean, he might win something with Germany next year.
Yeah, true.
Munich. But anyway, so we're back, and we're talking about not fantasy football breakouts because we were talking about defensive players too. But we're talking about football breakouts in the 2024
season. And next week we're gonna do our annual second half draft for baseball. Or I guess that's this week, right? Next week? Whatever.
I guess technically
this upcoming
next week. Well,
we're doing that in a couple days.
Yeah. So I think the home run derby's tomorrow, which
it's exciting.
By the way, I'm gonna make a bracket for that because
who's the last one that is in? I didn't even see.
Well, I think it's Marcelo Ozuna, right?
It's
J-Ram. Bobby Witt, J-Ram,
Ozuna.
Marcelo Ozuna, Gunnar,
Bohm,
Pete, Vlad, not Vlad. There's two more.
Adolis.
Oh, Adolis. Yep. And
that was the last one.
Who was the last one? Sam, you said?
Hey, Oscar.
Yes.
Any predictions on who's going to win?
Ozuna from the Braves.
I genuinely think actually, I don't think he will.
No, I think Pete's going to win.
I think it would be hilarious. I don't want him to win. But he has a really long swing, and I just feel like that doesn't really play well in the home run derby.
I think Pete will win it.
Yeah, that would be something, huh?
I think Bohm is going to get dead last.
I don't know. Is he the 8th seed? It's by homer total. So Gunnar would be the first seed.
I'm picking J-Ram.
I think Bohm would be the last seed. So.
I wish Rafi was participating in All-Star Weekend because he would have nuked the fucking home run derby.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do a home run derby ever. But
no.
Judge and Soto would win.
What do you say?
I think Judge and Soto, if they participated.
Well, Soto participated once.
Yeah, Soto has.
Didn't you win? He won. He won one. Yeah. But anyway, football. Way too early to start to do this, but we do it anyway because we like football.
Oh my god! Complaining.
I know. I
I think this is a good time for breakout. I mean,
yeah, it's a good time to at
bearing
least,
any injury, of course.
yeah.
Um,
Obviously, a lot of really interesting rookies in the draft class that could be mentioned. A lot of
I don't have a single
which
rookie.
you guys
You're
don't,
the
but
only
I
one that has a
do.
rookie.
Which again, still does baffles me that you guys don't think that a rookie can be a breakout. Which we could
Like, they
it's not
can,
like,
but
it's not
sound
like these
sound
rookies
off.
don't have
How about
hype
this? Sound
behind them.
sound off in the comments if you think a rookie can be a breakout.
But
Because I think so.
rookies have hype behind them. Like breakout players usually don't.
I disagree with
It's
that.
just like, oh shit, like this guy's really, really good.
I disagree with that. Once Luke says his tight end pick, yeah, that guy has had hype around him for years. So
there's a reason why I picked him, but we'll get there.
yeah. No, I think because they have zero, like, because rookies have a boom bust, like they are arguably the most boom bust, group of players because not every draft player pans out. So I think when a rookie does good, like noticeably good, that can be considered a breakout. But I understand
but I
why.
agree.
I understand why you guys didn't pick rookies because there's a
Yeah.
lot of good first year, second year players that have.
I almost put a rookie as my QB, but
Okay.
I didn't because I didn't know
Oh,
what
wait,
we were
now-
considering breakout or
Say
not.
who your rookie would have been as a QB.
I didn't. Oh yeah. Yeah. Who was yours going to be?
Could have been.
Oh, who was mine going to be? I was going to put Drake, but
Oh,
that's
I
still don't think Drake may plays.
Yeah, I don't. I think he'll play at the end of the season.
You know, you'd be saying that if
he
he was
should.
on the Giants.
What?
Speaking of which,
If
Sam,
he was on
what were
the
your
Giants,
thoughts?
I'd hope he wasn't gonna play.
I hope
Sam,
he doesn't play either.
what were your thoughts on that interview that Drake May had with
It's very
Abel?
clear we really wanted him. I think Drake May is a smart quarterback. From what was shown, he is very good at reading plays, reading defenses. Just from that clip, Dable seemed to absolutely love him. It kind of looked like just two guys chopping it up instead of like, hey, like we might draft you. But
Yeah.
Drake May seems good. Again, I've said this multiple times, and I'll say it again because I just said it. I don't think he should play just because the Patriots roster. You guys may disagree, but it's too bad. It's too
I
bad
agree.
to be able to do anything with that team.
I just thought of an idea.
Well,
I just thought of an
okay.
idea. And
Okay.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Sam. And this can be cut out or whatever. But how about this year we do like, our fantasy league with like Tom and Ryan? What if we made that the Try Takes draft where we update it every week? Like give an update every week.
I'd be down with that.
No. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Wait, so you're saying make the Try Takes
Where
What do you
that is
update
like
it?
the Try Takes league and we update the standings or our standings. Like
Oh,
us
yeah.
three.
We could do
Definitely. That is the Try Takes league.
Yeah.
For sure.
yeah,
Because
we
I
could
think
do like the live draft too.
Yeah, that's also what I was thinking. With
Yeah.
do the draft, whatever. So,
we
okay.
all share our screen so we can see each other's like flag players and whatnot.
Yeah.
No.
yeah.
I am really excited for fantasy. Obviously,
Yeah.
we fantasy baseball has been really fun this year, though.
I agree.
I just can't ever get into it.
Luke's got a
I
great
forget
team.
about it.
Luke, I think is beating me by 30. My team is Bobby.
It'll be
Miller's
closer
got-
by the time the day's done because
Yeah,
Snell is having a better start than Gallen currently. But
Bobby Miller getting optioned to AAA was like the last thing I expected this year. It's obvious. I know it's just a mechanical issue, but still, like that's insane. So, my pitching's been bad. But anyway, football. We can just get right into it.
Let's do the order it is on the sheet.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just get right into it. Again, like we're just gonna read off our players, give some reasons why, have some discussions on each
one. Do you
one.
guys wanna, if you have all your picks, just make a copy of it so we could share the actual spreadsheet?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll
Or
put my
Sure.
picks
I
in
mean,
there.
you could
No,
unhighlight mine.
I'll type my picks as we go in there.
yeah,
Could
that's
you-
what I was gonna do.
Whoever's sharing it, could you unhighlight my?
Here, I'll share the window,
Okay.
and I'll unhighlight yours as we go down.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
There is the spreadsheet. Hold on one sec. I have to turn off this England game. Where is the stream? Okay, so Luke, why don't you talk us through, no pressure, your breakout quarterback?
So when Sam and I did our tier list,
Oh,
we put this guy in a still need to see more, and
okay.
I really liked Anthony Richardson in the 4 games that he played.
Yeah.
And I think that if he can stay healthy, like granted, this is like bearing any injury, like 18 week season. I think Anthony Richardson will solidify himself as a really, really good quarterback. I don't know where in the list he'll be because there's still like we don't know yet. But the stuff that we saw, like he has so much potential to be such like a top dual threat. I think that he I think he's going to be good. So that's why I put him there.
I think he like has the potential to win like comeback player of the year and breakout player of the year, even if he plays like 12 to 13 games. I think his talent is that good.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because you could arguably say he already broke out in like a really short sample size. I was thinking about this because this is the only pick I clicked on that was like I saw of yours. And I was going to argue originally that he already broke out, but when you have such a short sample size, you can't really consider that a breakout. You have to have one season put together.
I mean, what do you have? Look at his stats right now. Like 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, I mean, that's really nothing. And then obviously the running stats.
Is that his total touchdowns or is that just
total?
He had four rushing touchdowns.
Total for passing, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
so 7 touchdowns total.
Yeah.
He had that weird game against Houston where they won, but it was a lot of defensive touchdowns and yardage as well. Like they were in just really good field position. He went 6 for 10 for 56 passing yards, and then 3 carries for 35 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
so
and also he started 4 games, finished 2 of them, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I also this doesn't really factor into like his play, but like in terms of character issues and things of that sort, I mean, he's kind of been proven to be a really good guy, and he's got the city behind him. So like I feel like those are all kind of the tools that you need to be a really good, solid player. Like not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I digress.
Okay. Yeah, I am on board with you. Mine, this is a guy I have been high on forever. And he just did not pan out last year. I think this is a pretty easy one and a pretty popular breakout pick because of the situation going on in Carolina right now. As far as personnel around him, obviously the biggest argument was that Bryce Young was thrown into a terrible situation. And though it is not a perfect situation anymore, it's certainly better. Obviously, you have Xavier Legette. That was kind of the recent hype. Cetaphil boy. Panthers traded up in the draft for him, got their guy, wide receiver, that potentially has some breakout status as a rookie, obviously a little lower in the draft than a lot of players. I wasn't so high on him in this draft. Deontay Johnson, who obviously, again, a guy Luke loves.
I do.
Deontay Johnson had, I want to say, 700 yards in 14 games played. It was the lowest amount of games he's played in a season in 4 years. He got, he had some nasty injuries. And Pittsburgh was a mess last year offensively. They had a lot of bad blood. Quarterback room was just on fire that whole season. And George Pickens obviously just doesn't like anyone and wants to be the number one option. So now that Deontay Johnson is in his own situation, they have Legette. They obviously have a new coach. How do you pronounce his last name? Canales.
Canales.
Canales, really hyped up coach because of Tampa last year, who another team that had nothing going for them picked up Baker and completely changed the Tampa culture around. So what most people are hoping is that like our obviously player personnel, roster personnel wise, they're a little shabby. They don't have what it takes to probably make it out of this division, but they have a chance to rebuild a culture. And behind all of that, if you have a really raw quarterback prospect who had a really good game against Green Bay at the end of the season, I think there's hope. That's
First overall pick for a reason.
yeah. And you know, Bryce Young at the beginning of the first, or you know, the rookie season before he even played, was getting Aaron Rodgers comps. Do I think he's ever going to be that good? No. Do I think he will break out? Yes.
Yeah.
So that's my
I
like
have
that.
I have the same player, Bryce
Okay.
Young,
Oh, well,
as
shit.
well. I mean, he is. I think he was the most talented quarterback coming out of that class. Last year was a complete mess. I mean, do you really expect a guy who I think Frank Reich and their OC kept flip-flopping, who's going to call plays, who's on his third offense coordinator and third head coach technically in his second year? Like, that first year was a complete disaster. The offensive line was awful, but they invested in the offensive line. Robert Hunt, 5-year, $100 million contract. Some say it's an overpay, but if you can get really good guard play, it doesn't matter how much you're going to pay for it,
Mm-hmm.
especially with a young quarterback. And their offensive line coach comes from Tampa Bay too, who Tampa Bay has always been in the better half of the league for offensive line. I just think he's like you said, all the receivers, everything that they have now, all the assets they brought in to develop Bryce Young. I do think he will be a breakout quarterback this year. He just has so much talent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know, it's not perfect, nearly perfect,
No.
but it's gonna be better. And that's all you could really ask. And again, if you have a really talented player like Bryce Young, things will be good, I think. So
Yeah, and one more note, like their offensive line coach, you know, he was their Tristan Wirfs' first year. Not saying Ike Ekwonu is Tristan Wirfs, but they're both athletic freaks. And Tristan Wirfs was an all-pro his first season. Like,
yeah,
he can develop tackles. I think it'll be great for Icky. I think it'll be great for Taylor Moton, who I think is a right tackle. I'm not saying Carolina is going to be the best team in the NFC South, but I think 6-11 record is fine with them, and I think all Bryce Young really needs, in my opinion, is like 3,500 yards, 20-something touchdowns, and he's there.
yeah.
I this is not related to what we're doing right now, but this is related to me and Dan's fantasy matchup. Zach Gallen just let up a grand slam, Kiermaier. So now Dan and I are at a under 10-point deficit.
Oh,
going into the All-Star
Blake
break.
Snell still pitching a gem.
Yeah, so
Colin Rhea too had a pretty good
that
outing.
sucks. But anyway.
Yeah, nice. Running back, Luke.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So this is another player I really like. Obviously. But Brian Robinson Jr.
Ooh.
So last year, I really liked Brian Robinson. He eclipsed 1,000 yards all purpose. So he only had like around 700 on the ground and around 3 in the air. But I really liked him, and I think he is poised for a breakout, especially because Washington has added a lot, and also he has a great mentor now if he wants to become like a pass catcher, because now Eckler is there, right? And Eckler is definitely slowing down, I feel, but I think that Brian Robinson is in a really good situation. And maybe the breakout doesn't – I think the breakout is going to come this season, but if it doesn't, it will be the next season for sure. I think also he got freaking shot, and he still has been really good. And he also had a lot of hype coming into the NFL too. So
yeah, I mean, I think Brian Robinson will be good. I think he can
sorry.
eclipse 1,000 yards this year. I think.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a lot
That
more run heavy.
caught me off
But
And
the
guard.
only thing
Yeah,
is Cliff Kingsbury is the offensive coordinator of the Commanders.
this is true.
It's just the only thing that worries me with that is he's such an air raid guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do think just production alone, Brian Robinson Jr. will be a lot better than he ever was.
I think that also for breakout, like obviously that doesn't mean they're going to be the best player at the position, right? But I think it just means significant increase from last season. So I think that he'll all-purpose will get around 1,200.
Yeah.
And that would be a breakout in my opinion.
Has he
I'm gonna
gotten
disagree with you.
1,200 before?
He got like 1,000 last year.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to disagree with you. I think 1,200 is a lot, especially because they just signed Eckler. So, like, I think I don't think it'll be bad. You gave good reasoning. You do like him too. I just feel like kind of what Sam said with like they're going to be running the offense through their new toy, right? Jane Daniels. So pause. Anyway, yeah, no. The point is though, you have two like meh running backs and also a quarterback that has running value. I'm not completely sold on that.
Fair enough. I don't know if I would.
I'm just for the sake of counter arguing.
Sure. No, I see. I think Eckler is going to.
Point is, you're stupid, and I don't like anything you say.
I think Eckler is actually going to be RB2.
I don't.
He's gonna be like the
Obviously,
third down back.
we saw Eckler's highlights last year. That running highlight of
he
him
was
sprinting.
trash.
That was
Remember how I've always like just hated Eckler?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I've never drafted him in a fantasy league.
I haven't either.
I don't know why. I don't think even like the years he was good, he wasn't like that bad, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this one you could totally disagree with. Another guy that has a wide running back coming into a situation that's pretty fucking good. Ty J. Spears. Now, again, you can completely disagree with this. My reasoning is that Tony Pollard cannot be a good, like his best seasons were when he shared the ball more. The years that Tony Pollard was great was when he was RB2, obvious, or like, you know, platooning with our boy Luke. But the deal is that even though Pollard is 27, he's still like in the running back health year of his career. I'm gonna kind of like, I'm not denying that Pollard's gonna be the RB1 or even like have a worse season than last year. I think Pollard will still be good. However, like the ridiculous amount of carries that Derrick Henry gets, I think they're going to use Ty J. Spears more in this offense. Will Levis, second year, I think has more, you know, can be a little more experimental. I think Ty J. Spears has really good unprecedented passing options. He is a good pass catching back. So do I necessarily think he's going to be like, he's not going to outshine Pollard? No, definitely not. That'd be a stupid take. I will say though, Pollard from 2022 to 2023, his average yards per carry went down 1.2 yards. He took 252 carries for 1,000 yards in 2022. It was 193 for 1,000. So obviously way different. Pollard's going to be the guy that's, you know, probably the first and second back. I think Ty J. Spears will get some more pass catching options, maybe be on like some two back formations and just get, you know, he's a playmaker. I think he's arguably has more playmaking upside than Pollard, even though Pollard's really reliable. So yeah, I think he'll just be more involved in the offense. than last year. That's my case for him.
I can see him being more
yeah.
involved at the end of the season. But, like, I know you made the comment about Derrick Henry carries, but this is a completely new Titans team. Brian Callahan's coming from, the Bengals organization. They threw the ball a lot, and I imagine he wants to do the same with Will Levis. It's just the thing that concerns me with Tyjae Spears is him and Pollard are kind of one and the same. It's not like you got a power back and then like a really elusive back. Like they're kind of the same player. One is just younger.
Okay.
I like Tyjae Spears. And I actually do think he's gonna break out, just not this season.
Yeah, I think he'll be a great running back.
I think he'll be very good because we saw obviously we saw the flashes of it, and if I'm wrong and saying that I don't think Tyjae Spears is gonna break out this season, then I'd be fine with that, obviously, because I think he is gonna be really good. But I also think that Tennessee, not only did they get Pollard, who is pretty solid, I'd say, they also got receiving weapons as well, like Ridley. So I think that also takes away some of it from Tyjae as well. But if before they got Pollard, if you had put that, I would have completely agreed with you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, my one last argument is 800 around. I think he had 830 yards scrimmage for a rookie, which is pretty good. Pretty good, And again, they're changing, completely different system, like Sam mentioned. So it's just kind of one of those things we got to wait and see. Are they going to use him or Pollard more as the pass catching back? I would like to say Spears because he's faster and they used him a lot. I think he had 400 yards passing, a little under 380 yards passing or receiving, rather, not passing. That'd be funny.
Yeah. But he had 400 something yards on the ground.
85 yards passing. Just one receiving touchdown, but still just kind of like the guy, maybe more of a check down guy, obviously, than Derrick Henry, who has no receiving value. So,
except I do think Derrick Henry's better at it than people give him credit for.
Oh yeah. He's just not his main.
Yeah, no. He's
all right, Sam.
All right, mine is Zamir White. He's the Raiders running back.
Okay.
He's averaged 4.3 yards a carry. He's he's very good. I really liked him coming out of Georgia. He's just a different kind of back, and I think the Raiders are definitely going to run the ball. I think the same amount. It's not like they're switching. Actually, no. No. The coordinator they got, they love to run 2 running back sets. A lot of people think Madison's going to be number 1. He's listed on the depth chart as number 1. And also, the reason I chose him is because, sorry, I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is what he looks like right now. Oh, is it not shared?
Hold on. I can add it. There we go.
This is what he looks like right now.
Can I also?
I like the caption.
Can I also share something?
Sure.
Dan, I'm actually going to send this to you, though. It's a tweet.
Okay. You want me to just share the tweet?
Is it the LeBron one?
And no, but I also almost picked Zamir White solely because of that picture.
Yeah.
And because of this tweet, because I thought it was fucking hilarious. Hold on, I'm going to send it in the chat.
While you're doing that, just to read off to kind of back up Sam's case, he had 2. Oh, hold on. Let me share this tab. Zamir White plays in a good offense.
You can't see it.
To steal. Oh, sorry, I'm just blabbering.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Expect to see a lot of it. Yeah. That's a good reasoning. I mean, I would argue that obviously he doesn't have a huge sample size, but the sample size we saw was impressive.
4.3 yards a carry.
Well,
scoff at.
Also, he might have had, I think, less than 50 yards up until that Chargers game. When I think, did Jacobs get hurt? I forget why they started using him. Maybe because they just had nothing going for them. Game against Kansas City, 22 carries for 145 yards. Good for 6.6 yards a carry. He had a down game against the Colts, but they started using him way more And then against the Broncos, the last game of the season, 25 carries for 112 yards. I mean, they've proven he can handle a pretty heavy workload.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, thinking about the Raiders right now, and not thinking about a whole lot. So, I don't disagree with that.
And they have a pretty decent offensive line. Like, granted, the Giants did take their O-line coach, which I'm very happy about. But
okay, what is next? I forgot on the list.
It's
wide receiver. Okay, Luke.
So,
we have the same one. I just saw.
So yeah, JSN. I mean,
we all had the same one.
Okay.
That's
So-
really funny.
obviously we all thought the same
Yeah.
thing, that he showed like really good potential last year. We knew he was going to be a dog. He was like the best receiver coming out of that draft in a stacked wide receiver room, and the Seahawks offense struggled last year. Before they played, I would say Jordan Addison or Zay Flowers was the best, but coming out of college, JSN was the best receiver.
Oh no, I'm not arguing that.
Okay.
I was honestly just thinking.
Okay. I thought you were like,
He's just, a thinking guy.
No.
Okay, but yeah, I think he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna overcome Lockett and the depth chart.
Yeah,
And
he's gonna take the Lockett spot.
He's gonna be good. I mean, that's all I really gotta say there. He'll be a fantasy steal for sure.
He's such a great athlete too.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not that much to say about him. Like, you just have to watch how he plays, and you could tell he's gonna be a star.
What I will say is that everything I said about Bryce Young's situation, everyone already knows about. I would argue that the situation that the Seahawks offense is kind of coming into this year is very underrated because of their new OC. Obviously,
Is their new OC?
Their new head coach as well.
Is Grupp, right? Or
Mike McDonald, right?
Ryan Grubb from Washington.
Oh yeah, from Washington. Yeah.
So, like, you think about obviously transitioning from college to the NFL, it's a completely different ball game. But the Washington Huskies ran their offense like an NFL team last year. Ryan Grubb, I mean,
the most overrated quarterback in college football.
Some of the stats as their head coach led the nation in both passing offense and third down conversions, while also finishing second in total offense. And a season before that, they were 73rd in pass offense and 114th in total offense. So from 73rd to second, or 73rd to first and 114th to second. Not only that, but the Huskies had 3 wide receivers drafted, and a quarterback.
Yes.
So Penix,
Dunze, Polk.
Dunze, yeah.
And their running back also got drafted, right?
Yes.
I think so.
So
Polk is going to be the best one.
How many players that Grubb has affected in that one season? And shut up.
He is, bro.
And also Penix broke the single season passing record at Washington. Like Washington, no one saw coming. And I
did as a Washington fan.
No, you did. You were
Aren't
not
you
a Washington
Penn State fan.
You were not a Washington fan before that season.
Dude, I'm a Michigan fan, but at least we never switched from someone else.
Yo, bro, like nobody was talking about you.
Anyway, so back to JSN. Obviously, he's just an unbelievable route runner. That was his biggest strength out of college. He's not fast. He ran a 4.5 in the 40-yard. But overall, just has another great scenario and is still a raw target.
And he had the catch of the year last year.
What was?
I don't remember who it was against, but I remember the catch. It was dirty.
The Drew Lock one.
I don't know.
Where it's like the end of the game, he runs up the seam.
It was on the seams. It was.
I don't think that's catch of the year. I think Garrett Wilson's week 1.
Jake Bobo probably had a better catch.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm switching my pick for wide receiver.
What?
Jake Bobo.
Luke,
I almost put Quentin Johnston.
I have the Bobo's app now.
Word.
Tight end,
I
though?
almost put Quentin Johnston as my wide
Yeah,
receiver.
that'd
at
be an
11.
awful pick. Josh
Oh,
Palmer.
my tight
low-key.
end, Kyle
Yeah,
motherfucking
fuck
Pitts.
off.
All right,
I
you didn't even need to do research for that.
yeah, you're right. I love Kyle Pitts. I will be taking him in fantasy again. Because listen, he wasn't that bad last year. And also I just saw a report that said they're gonna use him
Wasn't
as
that
both tight
bad?
end
Didn't
and wide
they use
receiver.
Jonnu Smith more?
No, he just ended up
Or-
getting more touchdowns than him.
Or not Jonnu Smith, whatever the
Got more
or was it?
touches.
No, you were right.
Yeah.
It was Jonnu
Yeah,
Smith.
Jonnu Smith. Yeah.
Um,
Didn't he have a better year?
no.
Who?
John
Let's.
Smith had
Do you want to go band for band?
Yeah, we can go band for band.
All right, pull up stats.
All right, I'll do Pitts. Kyle Pitts had 667 yards last year on 3
On how many
touchdowns.
targets?
90.
Okay. Wait. So he had
Jonnu
how many
close.
yards? How many targets?
667 yards on 90 targets.
Smith had 20 less targets and 582 yards and the same amount of touchdowns. So yeah, nice breakout pick, buddy.
So it's a breakout for a reason, bud. But I think that
like
well,
these picks.
they said they're going to use him as both tight end and wide receiver next year, and that's enough for me.
Great.
And they also don't have the football terrorist Arthur Smith anymore. So
Yeah, I like their offensive coordinator.
and Kirk Cousins is a very pass first quarterback.
Well, I think most quarterbacks are pass first quarterbacks, but
No, but Cousins
Yeah.
will feed him.
Hawk has been really good with Cousins, or he was really good with Cousins. So
Yeah, and plus
Hawk.
it's not
yeah, Hawkinson.
Oh, okay.
it's not.
Yo,
Kevin
imagine if
O'Connell.
TJ Hawkinson and Tua played on the same team. Hawk Tua.
You must be really fun to play.
All right, bro. That's it for us today.
I'm gonna suspend myself.
That was real bad. That was a really bad joke. That was like crazy.
Anyways, they got the Rams
The back-
passing game
yeah, it was
coordinator
bad.
and quarterbacks coach as their offense coordinator.
Yeah.
Guys get fed there. It's another like
That's good.
McVay-esque guy that Cousins is going to be working with because everyone knows Kevin O'Connell. Another McVay tree. But
Yeah.
I like the pick. I mean, Kyle Pitts he's fine.
I am as much of a Kyle Pitts hater as I am a Carlos Rodon hater. I would.
Well,
I would
he's been
argue.
so
I don't know
bad
why you
recently,
hate Kyle
so-
Pitts.
I don't hate him. I just don't. I think he's a little overhyped. That's it.
You love to hate him.
Yeah, but
I
we're
know.
gonna
I'm not
see
hating
how
on him.
much
I
he's
just
gonna
think he's,
target.
we'll see. We'll see. My tight end pick is definitely not Luke's. Luke Musgrave.
I also almost picked him.
A few reasons why. First off, Tucker Kraft is hurt. He has a pectoral tear, I want to say, and he will be out for a lot of the season next year. Luke Musgrave was hurt a lot last season, but when he did play, he was rather efficient. He wasn't anything crazy. I have some stats pulled up, or there was a really interesting stat I saw on Twitter. If you can see this, led all rookies in average yards of separation per reception. So when he does, get a reception, he is making good separation. He is able to be, elusive as a tight end. I don't really have any comps to like a better tight end, but we do have, some of the better receiving tight ends are pretty elusive, especially in the middle of the lines, in the middle of the field. Also, as far as like stability in Green Bay, they have a lot of moving pieces still. There's not one number one guy. Everyone thought Christian Watson was going to be the number one guy. Obviously, he got hurt. There was a lot of moving parts in that offense. In the playoffs, too, Musgrave was super efficient. I think he had something around a 90 receiver rating. So just overall, I think he'll be a pretty reliable option in a pretty shifting offense for Green Bay. And they also need like a reliable touchdown catcher. And I think he could be that in the middle of the field, especially on short plays.
I like that. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah.
I also just think that if it weren't going to happen, then it would be because they have so many offensive weapons in Green Bay. But also, like, I think that, like, out of all of the second year tight ends poised for breakout, I think Musgrave is it, because you can't really say Laporta can break out at this point unless he like has a much better year than he did, because he had a great year. But I actually really like Musgrave.
Yeah.
So mine is a guy who some could argue broke out last year, and it's Trey McBride.
Yeah.
I mean, after Ertz got cut, he was just so ridiculously good.
Sure.
And I think it's just going to continue to next season. I mean, you see it. You see the stats. He had multiple 100+ yard games. I mean, he's just an absolute dog. And it's going to be his second, it's going to be his real first season of starting. And I think that's only going to benefit him. I mean, you could argue, though, that Arizona has a lot of moving pieces with Marvin Harrison Jr., with the addition of Zay Jones and the receiving core, like, kind of being a little bit busy. But Trey McBride got fed last year, and he was eating good, and he's going to eat good again this year.
I like that. Yeah.
I agree with everything you said, except for the part that he's a breakout. I think he already broke out. Other than that, he was. Yeah, I agree with everything.
I'm saying like full season.
Yeah. That's fair. He hasn't put together a full season.
So. Would you guys put Trey McBride as a top 10 tight end right now? Because I think I would.
Yeah. There's as far as like receiving value, yeah. I don't know. I don't really know much about his blocking game.
I would shockingly put Sam Laporta top 10.
I would too.
That's
not crazy.
That's not shocking. That's not shocking whatsoever.
I put him top 10. Not at 10 either.
Top 5, maybe.
Like 6,
around there.
6.
I don't know like who would be above, but like a middle of the pack.
Do a tight end tier list. That would really get the views up.
That would
be. Johnny Smith 3.
Yeah, right. Miami Dolphins legend.
He's tight end 1 now in Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, not bad.
That's not bad.
They don't use tight
ends.
They
use what? River Craycraft, or was he a receiver?
Yeah, Durham Smythe.
No,
Craycraft was a receiver.
Yeah.
It's Durham Smythe now.
Luke, who you got for O-line?
So there was not much thought put into this. This was more of like a passing of the torch sort of deal. And I also think like he was also like a freak athlete when draft came up. But I think Cam Jurgens is going to be very solid for the Eagles. Just because like Jason Kelsey's going to be there still. And he is taking the mantle, but he's also had time to learn and prepare to be the center for that team. So, I mean, I think he's learned from arguably the greatest center of all time. Doesn't really get much better than that when it comes to mentorship. So I think he'll be pretty good.
Yeah. The only issue, actually, no, he played center in college.
Yeah. He came into the league as a center.
Yeah. No, I like it. I mean, I don't like it, but I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this is I did pick a rookie for this one. Joe Alt. I think Joe Alt is going to be the best player in that draft class, arguably. And the reason why I don't have any stats to back this up. I do have his Instagram though.
Holy aura!
Like, I don't know. You think lineman? I mean,
yeah,
that one's pretty great. Mostly I'd like to pay attention to the fishing one. I mean, this is an athletic guy. And sandals out. We'll just take a look at the strategy. You can't even see the pole because he's
Crocs in sports mode.
He's also 6'8".
He's 6'8". His body's so wide you can't even see the pole, which is kind of crazy. Is he even fishing? We don't know. It looks like
Yeah,
it
I have
though.
no idea.
I'm pretty sure that's a Bass Pro Shops hat. It looks like it. And then we can go on to the next picture. On an ATV with his girlfriend. I think they've been together since high school,
The same
or at least
Crocs?
college, probably. That is okay. So clearly not a Bass Pro Shops hat, but probably like a local,
Like a little Patagonia
fish
type
and
deal.
game store. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that, like a Patagonia hat.
Yeah.
Analyze the Crocs, they're camo. So that's just an instant
For
win.
sure.
Check out the ride he's got, Outlander. I don't know what that means. He's got a Ford in the back. Another truck in the side here. So
there's a fridge in the garage.
Yeah. And then if we analyze the pick with his boys, we got one beer shirt, two beer shirt, 3 beer shirt, four, another beer. He's in overalls, which is pretty great. So I think overall, like just looking at the tape, this is a pretty obvious pick. So
yeah,
I rest my case. Pretty safe.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna go with another Cardinal for mine. I'm gonna go Paris Johnson Jr.
Ooh, that's an interesting pick. I like that.
He had a down year last year, but I think another year in the league, he's gonna be better. Most offensive linemen, it takes them a little bit, it takes them at least a year. Obviously, a lot of exceptions, but you saw like Andrew Thomas sucked his first year and then became like all pro tackle. I think that could happen with Paris Johnson Jr. just because I love like the athlete that he is with his size. I think he's just gonna be a mauler with the Cardinals.
Mauler. Yeah, I like that. Luke, edge us real quick.
Okay. So this guy was really good on a great defense. Kobe Turner on the Rams. He was 3rd in defensive rookie of the year. And the Rams are really good, right? Like the Rams are great. He had 9 sacks. I mean, listen, you're not going to be better than Will Anderson Jr. That much is obvious. But I had never heard. It was like he's a D lineman. He had over 8 sacks. I was like, I'm counting him as an edge.
He's technically a tackle.
Wait. This is kind of crazy because I looked at like more into it. Sorry if I interrupted you. He's listed as a nose tackle and had 9 sacks. That's wild.
Yeah. Well, let's call him an edge because he's got a lot of sacks.
No. I'm saying no. I'm not disputing what he is.
But no, that is crazy though. That's insane.
I mean, maybe he's not an edge. I don't know. When I was thinking of D lineman, I thought of Kobe Turner because I hadn't heard of him until like literally the end of the year. And then I looked into him and I was like, damn, this guy's really good. And he was one of the reasons why the Rams were really good. So he came out of nowhere. So I like him.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's never easy to lose one of the best defensive players of all time. I think it'll ease it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But I kind of like what Luke's going for with his picks, though. Like, it's passing it the torch. Like, he's got to.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good. Now he's going to have to be good. Also, having 9 sacks in general when you're on the same line as Aaron Donald is pretty impressive. So,
but I always worry about stuff like that because Aaron Donald obviously would eat up a lot of blocks, and so you just leave a guy 1-on-1.
Yeah, right.
But I'm not saying he's going to be bad.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to be really, really good because his talent. I think that's not who he is. I'm just saying that because I'm a New York Giants fan. Kayvon Thibodeau is nowhere near as good as his 12.5 sacks.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Kobe Turner's long lost brother, also a rookie, Dallas Turner, which I don't think is that much. I don't think they're not brothers. So yeah, I honestly, as far as my knowledge on defensive tackles, not great. But however, I did really watch this draft a lot, and also I know about the Vikings situation. Their line is terrible. they have a really, that was one of their biggest problems. Daniil Hunter's gone. So you have to consider the
My
facts that they have a lot, like they got the positions they needed. They needed to replenish their line, and they needed obviously some offense, and they did both. However, Dallas Turner as a prospect is incredible. He had a pretty good combine, 4.5 40-yard for a defensive tackle is pretty insane. It got explosive play as far as his stats go. Last season for Alabama, I'm pretty sure he had 28 solo tackles, 10 sacks also as a tackle, which is pretty good. But yeah, as far as combine stats go, 4.46 40-yard, which again, this is a tackle. So pretty insane physicality. 40.5 vertical, 10'7" broad jump. So he's an athlete first, as far as like he doesn't really have a lot of players to learn from in the Vikings organization, because again, they're arguably, even maybe not arguably, without him, had a bottom 5 line entering this year. So yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
I
think
think he'll be an impact player.
I think he'll start. I mean, he's gonna be a starter. So
Yeah, he's got to be. Like, he's not listed as a starter right now,
but he
I
will
don't
be.
think they list rookies
Yeah,
as starters, unless you're the Bears, who literally a week or two after the draft announced Caleb's their QB1.
Yeah. Well, no, really, a lot of surprises.
They announced Caleb as their QB1 when they got the first overall pick, bro.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
but that's so crazy to like announce it in May.
Yeah, and their ex quarterbacks are running back. So
kick returner.
Kick returner, my bad. Sorry, Sam, give us your edge pick.
I'm gonna go a guy who is a famous number 1 overall pick, Trayvon Walker.
Almost picked him, not gonna lie.
I think like
oh, I'm so sorry. Dallas Turner's an edge rusher. I don't know why I was calling him a tackle. That's my bad. Anyway. Yeah.
But it's just Trayvon Walker. It's not so much, I really, really think he's gonna break out. He needs to break out.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to do it this year, and I believe that he can.
Mm-hmm.
He got better as an edge rusher last year, but it's still not where you want your number 1 overall pick to be. I honestly think he's Jadeveon Clowney, which is fine. But
yeah,
I do think this is the year he really takes that step up, instead of constantly week 1, he's a monster. And then the rest of the year, you're like, oh, what's Trayvon Walker doing?
Yeah, obviously not anything super impressive last year as an outside linebacker edge. I think he had 10 sacks, which
something like that. But he's the second best edge rusher.
Yeah,
on that line.
So, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. What did Josh Allen change his name to?
He changed his name?
Yeah. He's going by Joshua now. Know that much.
No, Joshua Hines Allen.
Yeah.
Good for him. Josh Hines Allen.
He's a fucking beast. Also,
if I was that good of a player and there was another player that was also good in a completely different position that was outshining me, I'd change my name.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, that's a really good point.
Yeah. Like,
I would have just gone by Joshua at that point.
I was mad for years that people were like, oh, look, it's Josh Allen. Get it? Because he's not Josh Allen, but he was like, Josh Hines Allen is a really good player. And anyway, interior line.
This is my favorite pick.
Okay.
And it's probably pretty obvious, but motherfucking big Christian Barmore is going to be so good. Christian Barmore just got paid by the Patriots. But he increased from 2.5 sacks to 8.5 sacks. He had 6 pass deflections, a forced fumble. I'm just reading off his stats, but he only started 6 games. So I think he's going to be really good. We saw what he could be. He was good at Bama.
You hear that?
Well, I can't even hear what Dan's saying.
I passed you in fantasy baseball.
Yeah, because Snell's pitching a gem right now.
He has 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, no walks.
Whoa, he
Shout
got
out.
that much money.
Shout out Zach Gallen. Anyway,
On 80 pitches too, so he's still gonna go. Anyway,
but yeah, I love Christian Barmore. I think he's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
He has solidified himself as a top interior D lineman already. I think he's gonna rise in the ranks again next year. Also, can you unhighlight the thing?
what the?
I kind of worry
The spreadsheet.
Yeah.
about guys like that though. Because you said he only started 6 games.
Yeah.
That some guys just do a lot better in a rotation where they don't have to play every down.
That's fair.
And he could be one of those guys. I'm gonna be really honest. I haven't watched enough Christian Barmore
Pay attention. Start paying attention.
to say anything like that, but I do think what the numbers look like he'll be good. And the Patriots don't give out that kind of money if you're just okay.
Well, this is a new Patriots regime, isn't it?
Probably
All right.
much worse Patriots.
My pick. I am really interested to say what you guys say. Jonathan Allen of the Washington Commanders. The reason
Breakout
being,
from what?
He's old.
he's 29.
He's also a multiple-time Pro Bowler.
Is he really?
I think so.
Oh, well, that's my breakout pick. He had a down year last year. That's what I read.
He did have a down year. I'll give you that.
He did have a down year.
Okay, so he'll re-break out. The reason being is because now they, way different coaching scenario in Washington, as well as Chase Young and what's his fucking name? Montez Sweat are gone. So he has,
I love Montez Sweat.
He's kind of the face of that line. I think he'll have a good season, numbers wise.
Yeah, I just worry again because it seems like Dan Quinn's schemes favor edge rushers a lot.
See, that I didn't know. So good to know.
But like the edge rushers always outperform
right
the defensive lineman. But no, I love Jonathan Allen. I really like Deron Payne too. I think they're one of the best tackle duos in the league.
Yeah. So I think now that Sweat and Young are gone and new coach, just culture shifts are so underrated. Ron Rivera, Jesus.
But
Sam.
do you think Dan Quinn's gonna have a good culture? Do you think he's gonna be a good coach? Because
I didn't think he was going to be, and I actually do think he will be.
I think anything is better than Ron Rivera. So
he'll be better in comparison, but I only see him there for maybe 3 years.
Yeah,
I don't think what Washington has set in stone right now is the plan. So
yeah.
He was
I
kind
feel
of
like no matter who they took at quarterback, they thought they were going to make the wrong choice.
Well, it didn't help that the Giants Hard Knocks came out and everyone was giving Jane Daniels crap for that interview.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't take those seriously.
But, yeah, no. But
I think he's still probably a really smart guy. So Sam.
So my pick is Big Bad Keanu Benton of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him out of college, and I just think he's going to be much better his second year. I mean, if you want to let's literally just pull up his numbers real quick.
My family are all my dad's side of the family, they're Steelers fans for literally no reason, and they really like Keanu Benton, so I've heard some mumblings about him.
6'4", 310. Didn't play a lot of snaps, but had a sack, 2 forced fumbles. But with Cam Hayward getting only older, he's gonna take that reign and be that interior defensive lineman that the Steelers need and love. He's also just, if you look at his tape, he's a complete mauler. So Keanu Benton, I just love Keanu Benton.
Okay,
I just really like him as a player.
I don't know too much about him, so I don't have much to comment on, but I think it'll be good.
He's a dog.
So inside linebacker, I really like this guy. I don't know too much about him, but he is really good in Madden. So JOK, Jeremiah Owosu Karamoa.
Never mind.
He was a Pro Bowler last year, and I've always thought he was good. Well, I thought he was good the year before, and I didn't really know him his rookie year. Also, I think Cleveland's defense is really good, so I think he'll be really good there. I think he'll be better than he was last year. His stats he had 2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections, forced fumble. He had 72 solo tackles, so it's pretty solid, I'd say. Pretty solid.
It's pretty good. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. I by the way, I'm expanding my box in the spreadsheet because of my next player, their name. My pick for inside linebacker breakout is DeMarvion Overshone of the Cowboys.
Who is that?
He's on the Cowboys.
He was injured. He
Texas too.
3rd round pick. His 3rd. Sam, if you can confirm, 3rd round pick is rookie.
I think he's 3rd or 4th.
Yeah. Here, I'll just spell it out so you can see that, Luke. 3rd round pick. He came from out of Texas.
He's a rookie.
So he was a rookie last year. He got hurt. He tore his ACL.
Okay.
But
Murphy Overshown.
I don't know. My reasoning is I
guess he was undershown, right, guys?
So my reasoning is that, he didn't get any playing time in his first year.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
The Cowboys always turn, their defense, they just churn out good players. Obviously they have their edge rushing covered and they have their corners covered. I think there's some room to improve in the linebacker core, and I think this could be a guy that does it because he is still a raw prospect. That is the reason why.
My only issue with him though, is that it's going to be his first real season playing, and he's taking Leighton Vander Esch's spot, who just retired, so he's kind of just thrown into the waters here.
Yeah,
but
he did.
It's either sink or swim, but I think he'll be good.
He had a monster season. His last year in Texas, 10 sacks as an inside linebacker is pretty good. I think he'll be good. We'll see. I like I said, I haven't watched a lot of his tape. I only watched a few clips before we started filming. So, watched his draft profile. So, yeah. Sam.
So, I'm choosing a guy that I honestly thought, Luke, you were gonna choose.
That's my guy. I love Trent.
So I thought you were gonna choose him, so I didn't choose him. And then I heard your pick, and I was like, "Oh wait, I can actually take him."
He's also
Trent Simpson's so fast. He's ridiculously good. Yeah. He's going to a phenomenal situation in Baltimore. He has probably, arguably the best linebacker, definitely best linebacker in the AFC. And Roquan Smith, who's like absolutely phenomenal. And you saw what happened with Patrick Queen when he played with Roquan Smith. Patrick Queen got himself a $17 million deal.
Yeah.
Off of the play he had with Roquan Smith. If honestly, after Patrick Queen's first few years without Roquan Smith, honestly, he could have been lucky to get a second contract. But playing with Roquan Smith, he became a dog. No, I think he would get a second contract, but not like anything crazy. It'd be like a team
they pulled Snell.
Needs someone.
They pulled out of the 7th?
No, top 8.
Oh, so he went. Oh, wait, yeah. It's not like he went 7.
Yeah,
I think the reason why is because like it's his first good start of this season. You don't want to like.
Well, I want to see how many he got to 80. He could have gone another inning.
No, yeah, but he's rehabbing still, or like coming off rehab. So, anyway, Sam, I like that. You were the one to introduce me to Trenton Simpson. I remember you talking about it before.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Fall season. So.
Yeah, Sam, you know how I feel about Trenton Simpson. We've talked
Yeah.
about him before. So speaking of guys we've talked about, this should come as a surprise to nobody. But my cornerback pick is Reek Woolen.
Oh, that's not who I
thought
had.
You were
picked.
going somewhere else.
Yeah, Sam. Where you think he's going, I'm going.
Yeah.
I would love to pick Christian Gonzalez, but I'm not going to. Because he's gonna be good. But I love Reek Woolen. If I didn't pick him, I feel like I'd be doing him an injustice. Even if he's ass, I gotta ride or die with him. He did not have a good year last year. That much is true. But the year before that, he was very promising. I think that he didn't take the Devin Witherspoon pick very well. But I don't know. I think he'll be good. And if he's not, then he's not. But Tariq will win.
So your defense picking Tariq Woolen was, he's not very good, but he could be good.
Am I wrong?
He could.
Jesus. Yeah, that's a great breakout pick. There's my breakup. I'll put him really small in there. Christian Gonzalez is my breakout pick. I think this is the most obvious pick. I think he will be comeback player of the year. I think he will have a slow start and then he will just completely take over. Yeah, because anyone coming back from an ACL injury, it's really tough to just be really good from the start. We saw his ball hawking ability last year in the first few games. We saw his athleticism. Sam wishes he had him on his team.
I really do. I really like Christian Gonzalez.
He is such a fun player to watch, and I love corners that don't wear the shorter pants. Like they just look cool.
Too like him for his pants.
No, he just looks cool out there.
That's his X factor. Is his pants?
Yeah, short pants. No, but we don't need to talk about him.
I completely agree. Agree.
I don't think Christian Gonzalez is going to win you guys any games. I think he's going to make the losses.
He locked
feel
up
better.
Tyreek Hill, bro.
Thanks, Sam. It's not like your team is really off for the Super Bowl.
You're shooting for 4 wins. We're shooting for 7. All right.
I feel 6.
Fine, you're shooting for 5. We'll meet in the middle.
We're not going to be very good. We might have the first overall pick next year.
That'd be sick.
I think you guys should get that receiver out of Missouri.
Travis Hunter. Let's take him.
Luther Burden.
Yeah, he's very
dog.
Good.
He's
I'm surprised he went back to school.
Probably because he wants to be the first receiver off the board.
Sam, who's your corner pick?
MJ Emerson. He is the corner for the Browns. He is so good and took such a huge step up last year. I was so happy to see it because I did like him as a prospect. He is just so good. He's the third corner on the Browns and had 4 picks.
Yeah.
He is the reason they have such a good secondary. Obviously, Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome, but he really balances it all out to why they were the best defense in the league last year.
Okay, so here's my question. Do they still have Newsome and Ward?
Yeah, but they were...
How do you break out when you got those 2 guys?
I think he could take Newsome's spot if they really want.
Wow, okay.
But I'm not going to say that he will. That's a huge thing to say.
Okay.
But if you were the third corner on your team and you get 4 picks, there's nothing that tells me that won't change.
Yeah, fair enough. Luke, let's get your last player.
My last pick is my safety. This is another Patriot. So
what?
Jabril Peppers.
Out from what though?
What do you mean? He's
so good last year.
But people already think he's that good.
So he broke out last year.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna do even better because it's a contract year, and that is my sole reasoning. I wanted to pick Kyle Hamilton, but he broke out last year. Okay.
Kyle Hamilton, he was the best safety in the league last year.
Yeah.
I know,
What
but
do
I
you-
couldn't think of any other safeties that I liked.
Okay.
Ooh, the MLB draft.
Oh yeah, we have pick 12, and it looks like they want a pitcher, which is cool.
Yeah, they need one.
Yeah. My safety breakout pick is Jordan Battle of the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's a good pick. That's a
I
good
love
ass
Jordan
pick.
Battle.
I
I love
also
Jordan
didn't.
Battle.
I saw him play a few times last season. Didn't know a lot about him. Did some research.
I'm changing my
Obviously,
pick, by the way.
there to who?
Just we'll loop back around.
Okay. They obviously have some other safeties: Geno Stone, Von Bell, Jordan Battle.
That's right,
Though, as
Von Bell went back.
Jordan Battle as a rookie played in 17 games.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And he didn't have like a spectacular season, but he was solid. He was serviceable. I think he was like right in the middle of the pack as far as safeties go. That says a lot as a rookie. And
Yeah.
also, it's a great name for a safety. Battle. Yeah, you want to battle as a safety.
Love
That's
Jordan
my X
Battle.
factor. His name. Christian Gonzalez's pants. Jordan Battle's name. And Joe Alt's personality. Those are my X factors.
I love Jordan Battle.
Mhm.
The only thing is they have 4 safeties.
Yeah, but he played
I
in
think he'll be
17
better
games.
than all of them.
Yeah. So,
But like they
The-
just signed Geno Stone. They just brought back
Mhm.
Von Bell.
Yeah.
Dax Hill is there, who they did spend a first round pick on.
oh yeah, I forgot about Dax Hill. No, but I still think they'll get
I
some
still
shots,
think he'll
some
be.
surprising play. Sam, your final safety pick.
I might be drinking the Bears Kool-Aid a little bit, but I love Jaquan Brisker. I don't know why he's in all caps. Maybe that's just because I love him.
Come on, Brisker! Come on, Brisker!
I just think he's such a great athlete, and he's such a good safety that I only see him going up. He is just, I love Jaquan Brisker. He's such a good player, and especially with the Bears, that they're actually playing for something this year. They're really, like, last year was kind of a lost season because by week 8 they knew they were going to be picking first overall.
Right.
But Jaquan Brisker's a dog.
Yeah. Hey
Love
guys,
me
that was
some Jaquan
fun.
Brisker.
Oh, we're circling back. Circling back.
You have a pick?
Yes.
To grilled
And
peppers?
it's a similar to. Oh God, I really hope this guy.
Jamal
is safety.
Adams.
I really hope this guy's safety. I really like the Rams, so I'm going with Cam Curl. Cam Curl is really good. I don't know why it didn't refresh. There you go. Cam Curl.
Okay.
No. Really though, Cam Curl was really good on the Commanders. And I would say that he's even better on the Rams.
The Commanders had the worst secondary in the league last year.
Okay, so that's why he's on the Rams, buddy.
Cam Curl was also not very good for the Commanders.
Breakout. No, that's a breakout player.
Well, I didn't
Yeah, I
want to
guess you
hurt
could
your
break
feelings
out.
and put Xavier McKinney.
I could have put McKinney, but he
He's
already broke out.
Yeah, but now
Just
he's
pick
off
a
the
guy,
dog
you're just
shit.
like-
He's off the worst team in the NFL.
Who's a good safety? Break out.
No, well, that's not what I fucking did. I was on the Rams
Kidding.
depth chart already for Kobe Turner.
I'm also going to change my pick. I'm going to go with Antoine Winfield. He is a non-breakout player. I think he will break out.
This Kyle Hamilton kid looks pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty
player.
damn good.
I don't know though.
Yeah, we'll
You
see,
done?
we'll see.
We'll circle back to this list. I think that'll be interesting. Right? Circle back. See who had a
Yeah.
good season, who didn't.
Justin Simmons is my pick.
Who's your guys' favorite out of like your picks? Who was your favorite? Like, oh, I think he will
Like
genuinely
who?
have a good season.
Like
'Cause there's a few guys on this list where
the
I'm,
most?
yeah.
I'm not going to include Anthony Richardson because I don't know. I just don't want
Why
to.
not?
I just don't
Why?
want to.
That was arguably one of your
It's
better
gonna be so
picks.
All my picks were good.
Anthony
picks.
Richardson was probably your best pick.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's like a pretty solid. Like I didn't think of that.
It's kind
I
of a
think
layup,
my
like,
best pick is
Cam
Kyle
Curl?
Pitts.
How did I?
Sam, who do you like?
Trey McBride.
That's
I like
not a
that.
breakout, buddy. He already broke out. Go
Fine,
again.
then let's go Keanu Benton.
There you go.
Yeah. I was actually
He's
pretty
gonna be
proud of.
dumb.
I was proud of my battle pick, but
I love the battle.
I think if I had to like genuinely pick a breakout, I do think JSN is gonna have a really good season, and like that's the safest. Like I want to say Musgrave, but they're just so there's so many moving parts in Green Bay. So I would go JSN.
Also with Seattle, I know Gino was hurt a bit last year, but if you have those weapons and you don't make the playoffs, I think you got to change QB.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Even though their offensive line wasn't great, but
Yeah, Luke, I do hope Kyle Pitts turns out as a
Me
once Kyle Pitts guy.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is the reason for Trayvon Walker, I think, is the same for Kyle Pitts.
yeah,
I think
but
that-
Kyle Pitts,
Yeah,
I
like,
feel like
just
he's already
still, like,
proven to be good.
drafted
his first
high.
year.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, I gave you shit, but I like fucking love Kyle Pitts. Like if me and Kyle Pitts were in this room right now, it'd be steamy.
Whoa.
Like I don't know what would happen. But
Yeah.
let's just say the blood will be flowing.
This episode should be coming out tomorrow because I have work. I'm doing nothing, so I will be editing this video. Don't tell my bosses.
I already told him.
Luke, give us a sports take.
Cam Curl had 74 tackles last year, by the way. Anyway. Sports
good take.
take. No, that's not a take, because it was a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact.
It's a sports take that I have. The Liberty will win the WNBA Finals.
Okay. I don't disagree.
Sure. Cool.
Damn.
Thank God. The Bengals will play in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, wow.
Just going for that.
Okay.
Hot take: the NCAA game will be fun.
Since we have our two of our three main sports covered, women's basketball and football, I will go with baseball. Tariq Skubal will win AL Cy Young.
Yeah.
I think he will continue to have a great year. I want to say Tanner Houck, but I just think Skubal is.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for the second half draft, bro. This is
Second
gonna
half
be
draft
so
is
fun.
coming next. We have so much good content with that. Winner gets a sandwich. So,
Yeah.
we love sandwiches. Our whole like
Gleyber Torres.
motivated by food.
DJ LeMahieu.
Wow. Honestly,
Aaron
that's
Judge,
not like Gleyber isn't even a bad shout.
Juan Soto. Clark Schmidt.
Okay.
Clay Holmes.
All right. Hey, we'll see you guys next week.
Clay Holmes.
Jose Trevino.
See you guys next week. Signing off,
Ben
Dan,
Rice.
Sam, Luke.
Anthony
Ben Rice is
Rizzo.
my brother. I look like him.
Anthony
Ben
Volpe.
Rice.
Peace out.
Drunk host.